Over 2,000 years ago, while Macedon, under the leadership of Alexander the Great, was expanding its territory from the Mediterranean region to Asia in the east, significant changes were happening in the Western Mediterranean. In Europe, specifically in Italy, established communities began to organize themselves into more complex societies. Among them, the Latins built a city-state that would evolve into a new glorious civilization, the Roman civilization. In fact, the Romans established their state as early as 753 BC. Initially, Rome adopted a monarchical system of government, like most other states at that time. However, the Roman people generally did not like kings and changed the regime to a republic around 509 BC. The Roman Republic at that time adopted a leadership style similar to Greek democracy, with a constitution as the supreme law that divided state power between the Senate and the Assembly. Separately, the head of the executive power, called the consul, was elected through voting for a one-year term. Roman civilization is among the major civilizations that left an influence and legacy for humanity up to the present day. Greece created philosophy and theater arts. Phoenicia, present-day Lebanon, created an alphabetic writing system. Meanwhile, Rome created systems of law and governance, specifically establishing private property rights. The Roman Republic, gaining strength, began expanding its territory, controlling all of Italy by 272 BC. Not long after, Rome's rising power clashed with another state, Carthage. Carthage, located in present-day Tunisia, was a former colony of Phoenicia, Lebanon, that had become an independent state and a maritime superpower in the Mediterranean region. The war between Rome and Carthage, known as the Punic Wars, erupted in 264 BC and dragged on until 146 BC. For over a century, Rome and Carthage fought to control the Mediterranean region. At one point, the Carthaginian army, led by a famous general named Hannibal, who used war elephants in his campaigns, had a significant advantage over Roman soldiers. They conquered Spain and southern Gaul, present-day France, and invaded northern Italy, Rome's main base. While the Carthaginian army was besieging Italy, the Roman army made a daring strategic move. They sent their troops by ship from southern Italy across the Mediterranean Sea to invade Tunisia, the main base of Carthage. In panic, Carthage ordered Hannibal to withdraw troops from Italy to come back and defend Tunisia. However, upon arriving in Tunisia, Hannibal's army was defeated by Roman soldiers at the Battle of Zama. Carthage surrendered, and Rome seized Spain and the southern lands of the Gauls. The result of the war between Rome and Carthage was a major turning point in Western history. At that time, if Rome had lost to Carthage, people in Europe today might be using languages with Semitic or Phoenician roots rather than speaking languages with Latin roots like French, Italian, and Spanish as they do today. After winning the war over Carthage, the power of the Roman Republic grew even stronger, gradually seizing more territory in the Mediterranean region. The Macedonian Empire left by Alexander the Great fell under Roman rule, and in 168 BC, Rome colonized all of Greece. However, despite this, Greek culture and civilization remained the most influential in the Mediterranean region because the Romans themselves had long been influenced by Greek culture. Ultimately, Greek culture and Roman culture merged, and it was the Roman superpower that distributed the influence of Greek culture. Wherever Rome expanded, Greek cultural influence spread there as well. By the 2nd century BC, for the first and last time in history, the entire region surrounding the Mediterranean Sea fell under the control of a single state and civilization, the Roman Republic. At that time, no external enemy dared to rise against Rome. However, Rome faced another enemy, internal conflict. The Roman population increased rapidly, and the republican political institutions, originally created to manage a small city-state, faced problems and could no longer manage such a vast empire with such a massive population. Rome fell into civil war and popular uprisings, and this internal turmoil lasted for a century. Yet, despite this chronic internal crisis, Roman power in the Mediterranean region did not decline. Rome continued to be the superpower in the region. Around the mid-1st century BC, while Rome was in internal turmoil, a key figure emerged in Roman history: Julius Caesar. Caesar was elected Roman consul in 59 BC. Later, Caesar led Roman armies to wage wars of conquest in many European regions, and in 52 BC, Caesar defeated the Gauls, present-day France, in the Battle of Alesia. After this victory, Caesar led his troops back to Rome, using military force to seize all power. After grasping full power, Caesar waged wars to expand Roman territory and declared himself the dictator of the Roman Republic. However, Caesar was secretly assassinated in 44 BC. The death of Julius Caesar was a starting point that led the Republic regime in Rome towards collapse, to be replaced by a new leadership regime, the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was officially born in 27 BC under Emperor Augustus and continued as a world-controlling superpower until the West fell in 476 AD. In total, Rome, both during the Republic era and the Roman Empire era, served as a world-controlling superpower for nearly 700 years.